What's up you guys, I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap. Every now and then someone will tell me that eating out can actually be cheaper than cooking at home. Let's investigate. In this day and age of incredible convenience with DoorDash, and then also if you're someone that lives in an area like this, there's just an immense amount of options in terms of restaurants and eateries. I increasingly find that younger people might not even know how to cook. And of course, with high inflation, it makes even more sense than ever to be trying to keep our costs down as much as possible. Every now and then, some of my friends that like to eat out a lot will try to justify that, talking about how expensive it is to cook at home. So today I'd like to investigate that, and I want to do it with one of the more classic type of eating out items, which is going to be the hamburger and French fries. So we probably could have picked like a healthier option, but a lot of times the argument that I hear is that eating out at kind of fast food places can bring a high amount of calories for very low cost, and so that's why that's a popular option. But to make things even more challenging, I'm going to actually be making a fairly fancy hamburger, and we are going to be air frying the French fries and using a lot less oil than a deep fry. In any case, it's time to get over to the grocery store and pick up the items that we need, price out the items that I already have so that we can do all the proper math. Alright guys, I'm back from the grocery store and we got all of our stuff here. As we go along, I'm going to be using my handy dandy kitchen scale. And this way we can measure out exactly how much of some of the different ingredients that we're using, and I'll be able to calculate the actual price that we're using for this meal. Some of the things are easier to do, like we've got these ballpark buns. And also for the cheese as well, then we can just use the single price that we've got. So as we go along, I'm going to show you the price for each of the individual servings basically. But before we begin, what are we going to make? We're going to make a hamburger that's going to have a fried egg. We're going to use a 1/4 pound of ground beef. We're going to use half of an avocado, which I think is pretty generous. I think that'll be really good. And then of course we'll have a little bit of onion and a little bit of tomato as well. And then of course, ketchup and mustard, and then salt and pepper to season. And then we are going to have some fries on the side as well. Haven't decided exactly how much we're going to do, but I got us some russet potatoes that we're going to cut up. Then we're going to coat these in a little bit of peanut oil and we're going to air fry them, and should be pretty good. Okay, so the fries are probably going to take the longest time to cook, so I'm going to start there. And we got 2 potatoes over here, and we'll figure out how much it is that we want to eat here in a minute. But what I'm going to have to do is chop these guys up. And you do need quite a sharp knife in order to cut potatoes, of course, and definitely you want to be careful doing that. Okay, so I think this is quite a bit actually. I think this would certainly be like, a large fries anywhere, or maybe more than that. But that's what we're going to go with. So we're using 1 potato. So let's see how much that weighs. So this full potato is about 0.69 pounds. And let's just change that over to ounces here to make it easier. So we've got 11 ounces of potatoes. Okay, we're going to toss these potatoes in a tiny bit of peanut oil. And the cost is pretty negligible. I bought this giant thing of peanut oil. And of course we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper as well. And again, if you really want to pick, add a couple of cents for the cost of these items, but it's, maybe 3-4 cents at the most. So pretty minor, but there we go. Maybe add a tiny bit more salt. There we go. And so these should be quite good. We'll spread them nicely. And I'm just going to toss those in the air fryer. All right, next for the tricky ingredients, we're going to need a little bit of onion. And so of course here, we're just going to cut off this little end here that has the roots. And then just kind of cut a slice of what we want after we remove the outer coating here. But because I'm going to be keeping this onion for later, I'm actually going to keep that all on, and I'm just going to cut A nice little slice here of the amount of onion that I'm going to use for the burger. And so I think that'll be more than plenty. Oops, this is not the right unit. We're going to use 0.74 ounces. And so that's going to cost us about 8 cents. Forgot to mention, by the way, the amount of cost for the potatoes there for those 11 ounces was 89 cents. Okay, next up, we're going to have a little bit of tomato. And of course, you want to remove that center core generally, but this time I'm just going to kind of make a little slice here and get what I want for this. And there we go. I'm just going to have a nice slice of tomato here for my burger. And that comes out to be 1.2 ounces of tomato, which will cost us an additional 20 cents. Okay, then we've got our avocado. These, of course, you want to be very careful with because, well, you can slip on the seed and then really hurt yourself. So I just gently rotate that around the, I guess it's a fruit or whatever it is, around the seed. Really not applying very much pressure and just split it apart like that. Not the best avocado here ever, but I think it'll do. And I think actually this part here will do quite well to put on our burger. So just pull that out there. But the avocados we pay by the each. So they're 70 cents each. We're going to use about half of one, which is 35 cents. So a little bit more expensive than some of the other stuff. But anyway, pretty good so far. And then I'm going to keep this part that has the seed in it because that will help to keep this from browning quite as much. You can also put some lemon juice on too to help with that. Okay, now that we've done all the vegetables, I'm going to go ahead and weigh the ground beef. And the ground beef can be had for $3.32 a pound if you buy the larger 5-pound bag. And then, of course, you can portion that out and freeze it. Let's get this plastic wrap off. But here we've got 3.8 ounces there. And we've got quite a bit more here. We have 7.69 ounces here. So it's a little bit more than half a pound. This is a pretty generous serving. So actually I'm going to remove a little bit here just to get us back down to the half a pound burger, because that was the goal. And we'll just split that up there. So there we go. That is our half pound. So we're going to have basically 2 quarter pounders. And so this we're just going to we're going to season it. Again, salt and pepper. And some people do add egg or panko or whatever, but we're just going to go pretty simple here and just mix this up with some basic seasoning, salt and pepper. And I think that'll be quite tasty. And let's just measure out that quarter pound for each one. Oops. All right, there we go. That's basically 2 quarter pounders right there. So we'll flatten these guys out and make a couple patties, and we'll have a lovely burger. Then, of course, we're going to have an egg, and you can get these in boxes of 18 for $2.54. So using the 1 egg means we're going to add 14 cents of cost to our burger, and this sucker I'm going to fry up. And then lastly, I got these ballpark everything burger buns, which are pretty snazzy looking. Definitely an upgrade over what you would get, say, at McDonald's or something like that. And these guys cost $2.94 for 8 that are in the package. And so that adds another 37 cents to our cost. Some people like to butter and toast these. I prefer having them nice and soft and squishy as a sort of complement to the crispier texture that I'm going to try to achieve on the burger, as I like to give it a little bit of crisp. All right, that's it, except for, of course, the condiments. So we're going to, of course, have a little bit of mustard and ketchup with the burger. And so the ketchup is $2.18. This is an organic ketchup from Walmart. And so $2.18 for the 20-ounce thing. So it's about 5 cents that we're going to be adding in cost there. Call it 10 cents because or 10 or 15 cents if you want to add some for the fries, but I'm not sure that I'll do that. And then of course the mustard, which is $1.64 for this 14-ounce container, and so that adds another 6 cents of cost. So let's get cooking and then we'll add up the cost and see what we got. Okay, we'll get the fries started because they're going to take the longest. These are going to air fry at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them around and then cook them for at least another 10 minutes. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take, so we'll see. I think I may have forgotten to mention the cheese. So the cheese was $2.48 for a pack of 24 slices. This is just your basic American cheese product, and it comes out to 10 cents a slice. Okay, that's 10 minutes for the potatoes. Let's see how they look. All right, so some of them are a little bit crispy, but certainly, as a general, in general, they still need to crisp up a whole lot. I'm just kind of toss them around here, try to make sure that they're still, separated as much as possible. And we're going to put those in for, I think, at least another maybe 15 minutes or something like that. A little bit of oil just to make sure it doesn't stick. And these things shrink, so I like to flatten them up quite a lot. See just how much that shrank. And actually the potatoes are just about ready. So total cooking time on the potatoes I think is going to be 20 minutes. We're going to stop it here at the 5-minute mark. There we go. Those are looking good, I think. Nice and crispy. All right, now I want to cook the egg, but here we've got the bottom of the bun. So let's go ahead and drain a little bit of the oil off before we put our burgers on. And then maybe it'll be kind of fun. I'm going to put the cheese in the center here. And that should help to melt that cheese while we cook this egg. Okay, get the oil there. All right, that should do it for the egg. There we go, and just a nice over easy for the egg. And then I'm not sure that I really need this stuff, but just because we said we were gonna, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, and then our toppings as well. So let's see, I think it'll be nice to have some onion. And then we got our tomato here as well. And then all this avocado, which, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably going to go flying everywhere, but anyway, we'll do our best and see how this goes. So there is the avocado and all of that. Whoa, okay. Okay, and then we just got to add our French fries as well. And there we have it, guys, the finished result. This entire thing costs under $4, $3.90. I think it compares very favorably to something like you get at a local fancy burger joint like Rodeo Goat nearby, which would be about $12.50 for something similar. And certainly it's an incredible value against a double quarter pounder with cheese. The double quarter pounder with cheese would run you $8.67. And even still, we're coming in under a quarter pounder with cheese, which is $6.39. And none of those options that I mentioned come with French fries. Okay, let's see how this all tastes. Man, this is a massive burger. Can be a little bit tricky to eat something like this. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to enjoy this burger, have a nice spot of lunch here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.